So one thing that I really don't want to have happen is my vlog channel or any other channel just turn into a rantathon. But I'm going to make an exception right now because boy howdy do I have a rant. And this time it's about Lowe's. The hardware store, I don't know how ubiquitous it is worldwide, but it's fairly, it's one of the major big box hardware stores in America. And it's the closest hardware store to me. The second closest being a Home Depot that's about an hour away. So the Lowe's that's closest to me is about half an hour away, and we are undergoing a kitchen renovation right now. It's a big, big thing, and it finally got time that our contractor told us it's time to start looking at and purchasing appliances and getting them on the schedule for delivery. Great. I did a ton of research. I knew what I wanted. I knew specifically what I didn't want. And I found everything that met the criteria. We had the blueprints for the cabinet design, so I knew what fit in what. Everything was going swimmingly. And it got to the point where I knew what I wanted before I even set foot in the store. So instead of going there and just saying, well, I want a counter, depth fridge with this width to it, and what do you got for me? I'm like, I want this SKU, I want this SKU, I want this item number, I want this item number. And I want to, get it all paid for and get the delivery schedule to get everything going. Great. Everything at the store was awesome. We got the scheduled delivery for about 2 weeks from that moment. We paid for everything. We had them look up the item numbers, add it to the cart, go through the checkout process with the person there. Everything was fantastic. Money went through. Not a problem. And I should probably just preface by saying that everything to do with this kitchen renovation is pretty much coming out of one particular account that we have the budget in there for. That becomes a little bit relevant later on because not everything goes entirely swimmingly. So not a peep until the day of delivery, which we are excited about. Bated breath. We have the contractor on standby. They're going to be the ones doing the installation. Lowe's, all they need to do is drop the stuff off and pick up the old ones. That's it. And I get a message, I get an email that morning saying that the range, the stove, the oven that I purchased is canceled because it's out of stock, which is weird to me. First of all, this is like a $1,500 appliance. This is something that if it was going to be something that they, oopsied, then why didn't I get a phone call? Why didn't measures attempt to get, taken? Why didn't somebody from customer service say, hey, we oopsied this. What about, a different model? What about a different delivery date? We expect that we're going to have some in stock, by this point. Would it be all right if it were another 2 weeks out? Anything. But nope, no contact, nothing. We're just canceled. Everything else is scheduled for delivery. So I was like, all right, I guess we'll just deal with it. We have the countertops arriving 8 days from this point. So, and also I've been working with the contractor. I've been very intimately working with them. When I picked out the appliances, I printed off the spec sheets and the physical fitting sheets and the technical wiring sheets. So everything that they've been doing with the wiring and the cabinet, and the spacing and so forth, were not only to the blueprint specs, but also to the specs that I printed off for them for these specific models. So I didn't want necessarily a replacement, although it would have been nice if somebody had called me and at least offered that. I wanted exactly the models that I had been working on, that I picked out, that I did my research on, and the contractor has been working around. I check out the Home Depot that's an hour away from me, and sure enough, they do have it in stock. So I scheduled the delivery, and it's supposed to be arriving the day before the counters get here. So fingers crossed on that one. I did call up their customer service, and I'm like, I am just triple checking here that you actually have this in stock, that, it's not a Seinfeld. You know how to take the reservation. You just don't know how to hold the reservation. Anybody can take the reservation. Anyway, and they confirmed that, yes, they actually do have it in the warehouse. They have it ready to go, and it is scheduled for delivery the day before the counters get here, which is this coming Monday. Again, super excited about that. The Lowe's delivers the rest of the appliances. The truck is loaded up with the other three things: the dishwasher, the microwave, and the refrigerator. And the person that drops it off, his name was Nestor. Fantastic, wonderful guy, great helper. They loaded everything. They unloaded everything. Then they loaded up the old fridge, and everything went just perfectly. Consummate professional. Love Nestor. Lowes, give Nestor a raise. Anyway, so at that point, I'm thinking, well, this is as bad as it's gotten, and that's not terrible. We had a cancellation that was a little bit weird because we didn't get contacted about it. But so what? We figured out a solution. The solution's in place. Good enough. And then we get the refund, and the amount is just a little bit squiffy. And my wife asked me, well, what about the warranty? Because we purchased a 5-year extended warranty, and we got it in this Lowe's 5-year protection plan 3-appliance pack. It was a pack that they offered, and then we could apply it to the appliances we want, and one of them, which was the range. So we're like, well, what happened to that? Are we going to get a partial refund? Can we, apply it? Because we didn't want to apply it to the microwave. Like, that didn't make any sense. But the dishwasher, the fridge, and the range, definitely. So I called up Lowe's this morning, and I ran the situation by them. I'm like, what's going on with the 5-year warranty? Because we got it as a 3-appliance pack, and one of them got canceled on us. Not only did they cancel the range, they canceled the warranty on everything without any notice. Aside, like looking through things, you can see that the warranty had a quantity of 0. And that was the only indicator that we didn't actually have a warranty on our fridge or our dishwasher. There was nothing in there about a warning, no contact from anybody. And it was entirely possible that if I hadn't caught that, if my wife and I hadn't caught that something could have happened to the fridge needing a costly repair a year and a half down the line, and we would have found out that we had no extended warranty. And I really can't possibly explain the apocalyptic level of pissed off I would be if that had happened. We're not quite done yet. There's a cherry on this Sunday. So I was like, all right, let's get a 5-year warranty on the things we want. They don't offer a 2-appliance pack, so we got to get them individually. Individually, they wound up being combined about as much as it was for the 3-appliance pack. Okay, I guess. We need to be protected in this stuff. I don't trust modern appliances. I did my due diligence. I got ones with good ratings. I'm very excited about them. I specifically did not get Samsung or LG. But it was definitely more a situation of I knew what I didn't want, and now I got to deal with the rest, as more than actually having a full amount of faith in a brand name anymore. I don't think I really have that much faith in a brand name anymore, aside from possibly DJI, which doesn't make fridges. So yeah, get the individual ones applied. And here's the cherry is like, okay, well, it's going to come to this amount. So if you want, we can go ahead and process this. Like, let's do it. Got the card information. Again, everything to do with this kitchen remodel is coming out of this one account. I punch in the card information, and they say that it kicked back. I can't use that card. I can't use that account because it was used in the original order. What that has to do with fucking anything, I have no idea. There's money on it. It's a valid card. I used it to purchase successfully, but because it was purchased previously on this particular order, it kicked back and said it wouldn't allow it. Fortunately, I happen to have enough in my actual paycheck checking account for bills and so forth that I was able to cover it. But everything about this whole entire process was absolutely ass-backwards bullshit. I could have gotten everything from Lowe's if I had gotten a phone call. If somebody had said, hey, this $5,000 total purchase that you made went a little weird, so that warrants a human being getting on the fucking phone with you and at least saying something happened, what alternatives there are, what we can work through it on, what details are now on the table as far as warranty and so forth goes, and actually discuss this. As it was, I had to go to a competitor. Lowe's, get your shit together. Your whole appliance thing, The purchasing of it was fine. The follow through, not so much. The delivery guy, Nestor, top notch. But there is some critical piece of your customer service infrastructure that is lacking in the form of follow-up communication and conflict resolution. So that's my rant. It needs to get addressed. This is absolute horseshit. In the end, everything's going to be fine. But man, did I have to go through some hoops I wasn't expecting, and none of which make any sense whatsoever to me to this day. Like, it was like, okay, well, we got to get it resolved. I'm not going to try and make sense out of this. We're simply going to move past it in order to wind up at a finish point. But looking, we're here. We're towards the finish point. Home Depot still has to deliver their stuff. But looking back on it, it's like, I don't understand. I can't understand. It makes no logical sense. None of this. Why I didn't get a phone call, why I wasn't able to use the same card that I used to purchase it. None of it. Bizarre. Get your shit together, Lowe's. That's my rant. Thank you very much. Have a great day, everybody.